The problem with reading Japanese is that we don't know the reading sometimes. And honestly, I read a lot in Japanese, and that's something that I would just never be perfect. But more often than not, I'm actually able to guess readings, and that's an ability that comes with listening experience. And that's actually a crucial ability to have to be able to read fluently in Japanese. So in this video, I will show you through a kind of an exercise how listening fills the reading gap. And I will also give you some tips to approach listening in a way that supports your reading and also the other way around. But anyway, let's just go to the exercise now. Well, first of all, if the Japanese used is too difficult for you, you can still follow the exercise, experience the exercise by turning on the English captions. So feel free to use it if you need it. Now I read a small passage, something that you might expect if you're reading a novel. And I will provide readings for every word, except for one that I will pretend that I don't know the correct reading. But anyway, I'm going to read it now. 彼は大金持ちだった。貧しい家庭で育った私はどう振る舞えばいいかわからず、出されたの食べ方も知らないのだ。This word here, although it's quite common, it might be tricky for some people because of the second kanji, which is quite rare, so some people might have problems with its reading. But I will play you an audio next for you to listen, and yeah, that word will be spoken in that audio. So try to fill the gap here, okay? Of course, context also plays a big part, but anyway, let's go.
最後の晩餐はレオナルド・ダ・ヴィンチの作品の一つ。キリスト教の新約聖書のうち、マタイによる福音書第26章やヨハネによる福音書第13章等に記されているイエス・キリストと十二使徒による最後の晩餐を題材としたもので、十二使徒の中の一人が私を裏切るとキリストが予言した時の情景が描かれている。
Did you get it? You can rewind the video and try to listen as many times as you want until you get it. But the answer is Bansan. If you do enough listening in Japanese, you might have heard this word before, or you might have seen it before, but if maybe you forgot it. But somehow deep in your mind, your brain might still know the reading. So even if you have to slow down reading a little bit, you don't have to stop completely if you have the ability to fill the gaps like that. And that's actually how natives do that too. And I know that this is not something easy that I'm proposing here. It's more something to be aware that this is the goal, this is where you should be aiming for if you want to be able to read stress-free someday. But okay, let's do it with another word. So let me read the next passage here, continuing from where I stopped. 不安をために笑顔で対応したが、心の中では今すぐにここから立ち去りたいと思った。時を早く進んでくれ。Now first, if you know how to read kanji to a quite proficient level, you might be able to guess the reading for this word even if you have never seen it before. But if you don't know the reading, now I will play another audio again, but the difference from the other one is that at this time the transcriptions will follow along with it.
30歳ハードウェアエンジニアです。上司から問い詰められた時に条件反射でごまかす癖があります。ごまかすので後に困ります。条件反射なのでなかなか治りません。治す方法があるでしょうか？
Did you get it? Rewind if you need to try again, okay? Anyway, the answer was gomakasu. It's important to remember, I think, that you might learn a word in hiragana, but when it appears in kanji, you should be able to somehow make that connection and be able to read it correctly. This ability again gets stronger with listening. And like in the example, the sound of the word kind of sticks. And so when you are reading, it's easier to remember by the sound. Okay, I know. So far I have been showing the connection between reading and listening. And you might be wondering, how do I foster that ability to predict readings then? When it comes to reading, something that I do unconsciously even is that I actually hear the words as I read them. And I don't know if everybody actually does that or not, but I even tend to make tongue movements as I read, as if I'm like simulating the pronunciation of the words. I feel that kind of helps with remembering the words and their sounds, because while you're reading, you're actually also actively speaking or pronouncing and listening to the words at the same time. And there's another thing. This is not only with Japanese, but it's especially pronounced in Japanese, that when I listen or speak to it, I kind of see the words pop up in my head as I listen or speak. I don't know if that's a weird thing or not, but it's something like very fleeting. The words disappear as they appear. Of course, that also happens when I speak English, for example, or listen to English, but it's way more pronounced in Japanese, I think, because Japanese is more dependent on its writing system. So I think that my brain kind of wants to confirm the words that I'm listening by like visualizing them as text as well. It's like, for example, if I hear 質問に回答する, I will see the visualize kaito in my head to make sure that I'm thinking about the kaito for answer and not the kaito for melting or even other options that there are with the same pronunciation. That's just something to keep in mind, that you can also try to do that. You can try to visualize the words in your head when you listen or when you're reading something. And also the most obvious thing that you can do to improve your listening and reading and make this connection is to watch Japanese content with Japanese captions if possible and pay very much attention to it. All of these are not easy. I know that these are not exactly tips for beginners, but if you're a beginner and all of this is too hard for you, I think the important thing here is to be aware. As I said before, just being aware already helps so that you know like what you should be aiming for. And now let's read the whole passage again. This time, of course, knowing the readings for those two words. 彼は大金持ちだった。貧しい家庭で育った私はどう振る舞えばいいかわからず、出された晩餐の食べ方を知らないのだ。不安をごまかすために笑顔で対応したが、心の中では今すぐにここから立ち去りたいと思った。時よ、早く進んでくれ。ご清聴ありがとうございます。この動画が面白いと思った方はぜひ、いいねボタンとチャンネル登録お願いします。あと、日本の小説を読めるようになりたい。日本語をゼロから学んだ人の経験を知りたいと思った方は、表示されている動画もぜひチェックしてみてください。それでは、またの機会でお会いしましょう。